Good morning, class. I hope you are all well. Last week we started with the classical world and we did ancient Greece. Today we are moving on to ancient Rome, which is also part of the classical world. When we talk about ancient Rome, I want everyone to think about gladiators, Roman soldiers conquering other lands, and the Emperor Julius Caesar. Before we start today's lesson, I want everyone to click on the YouTube link below and watch the video. If you are experiencing any technical difficulties, please let me know on Google Classroom. Now that everyone has watched the video of an overall explanation of ancient Rome, let's start with today's lesson. The first thing that we are going to look at is the Roman Empire. This well-known empire extended past England to Egypt, to Spain, to Russia, and even to Mesopotamia. The Roman Empire was ruled by an emperor, and it was easy to attain a Roman citizenship. While the Greek supremacy only lasted 50 years, the Roman supremacy lasted 500 years. The empire combined old and new cultures together, and the Romans spread their culture to the newly conquered lands. The Romans spoke Latin and they had a lot of slaves. The role of women was more prominent and dignified. The upper class women were involved in the law. They were not confined to the name or a chaperone. Women were independently wealthy and they had control over property. However, divorce was quite common in those days. Before the Roman Empire was ruled by the emperors, Rome was first ruled by kings, Etruscan rulers, senates, and Petrarchan citizens. The next thing that we are going to look at is the influence Greece had on Rome. The Romans identified the gods with Greek counterparts. They adopted the Greek iconography and their style was rooted in the Etruscan art. It is seen that the Romans copied and imported Greek art. They were particularly influenced by the Hellenistic period, which was the preservation of a subject feature. Even though the Greeks had a great influence on the Romans, there is still a few differences in their art. Roman art is less idealized and less religious. Roman art is more narrative and focuses more on the history than the myth. Roman art does not have a consistent overall development of style. However, change is seen in the artworks. Before we move on to the next slide, I want everyone to look at the question below and answer it in the comment section on Google Classroom. Now that you have answered the question, let's move on to the next topic, which is Roman art. The purpose or reason why art was made is because it was used for celebration. Roman art was also used to display power and strength of the empire and emperor. Roman art can be seen as a recording of events, lineage, and law. Roman art has the following characteristics. It is practical and monumental. It contains technical advances and it exemplifies Roman power and propaganda.